Hello everyone, how's it going and welcome back to a brand new live stream. Today we are finally finishing the logistics for our coal power plant. This has been something I've been working on now for a good month, so it's fantastic that we can finally get our coal power plant fully functional. Now, I realize I was supposed to start my stream about 6 hours ago, but I got a call from work and I had to go, so that's the reason as to why I haven't been streaming for the last few hours. Regardless though, we are live, and I hope that everyone is doing well today. So, one thing I also haven't checked, as I missed the entrance to the factory because I'm very good at navigating my way through here, is how are we actually doing? Hopefully, this should be one flat line. If it's not a flat line, we're kind of screwed. Fantastic. Okay. We're still at 9,600 megawatts production, which is absolutely fantastic. That's exactly what I needed. And very quickly, let me just change my live stream chat just so I can see everyone's messages. Fantastic. Thank you very much, by the way, for all the support on my last stream. Over, I think, 500 people tuned in, which is the most people we've had on the live stream, I think, ever. So, thank you very much for that. So today what I'm going to try and do, call-wise, is continue everything that I've done last time. And it shouldn't be as much work either. Why is this here? Okay, we've got a few random personal storage boxes, so let's definitely take that. Lovely. Did that work? Oh. How have I done that? Okay, that's completely fine. We've got a bunch of concrete. I probably don't need this much concrete. I do probably need quite a lot of that stuff though, so very quickly I will actually go back into my organization. I must have had some stuff on me without even realizing. Oh well. There we go, fantastic. I'll then take the rest of that. So we're probably going to end up needing quite a lot of conveyor belts, I would say. Have I got the resources for that? Most likely yes, if I come around here. And don't worry, I am going to make this area look quite nice eventually. As of right now though, that's not really a massive concern. I'm mostly just concerned on trying to get my logistics to work. Once my logistics are working, which is of course the whole point of today's stream, we'll then beautify everything? I think beautify is the correct word there. Okay, we don't seem to have any encased industrial beams, which is rather important because that's what I'm going to be needing for today. Although maybe I've left them somewhere else. I could just leave everything in one area, but that would be way too simple. Why would I do that? Oh. You should most likely be coming around here, shouldn't you? Okay. Yeah, so I'll bring you around here and have you enter there, which means that this pipe over here can actually go. And then after that one's gone, we can then have an extra pipe which can just be used for other things. In case you don't know, we've already got 9 pipes, which I believe have got 240 water in it per minute. And now because we've got 10 in theory, oh, as my game freezes, that's 2,400 water per minute that I'm currently not using. However, when I eventually unlock refineries, actually let's just get rid of this for now. When I eventually unlock refineries, they would most certainly be used for something, which is great. Maybe wet concrete, maybe pure iron ingots. I'm not quite sure just yet. But most certainly we'll have a use for it, so that's quite nice. Okay, just around this corner, if I remember correctly, we did have some copper sheets. So let's try and get to our copper sheets. And then let's try to extend this line out here a little bit. And then we'll move on to our coal, since this is now taken full priority. Which shouldn't really be that difficult anyway, so that's completely fine. Oh dear. Saying that as I get instantly stuck. There we go. And hopefully, yeah, just chuck it around here I think would be a decent idea. It is currently going to go through our oh. Okay, so I suppose you've got to go up. Otherwise, that's going to be in the way. I could just have the pipes going through each other, but visually, I don't think that would look very nice. So I would much rather not do that. So I think what I'm going to do instead is have you come up to around about there. Using the straight pipe, I'm then going to connect you forwards just like so. Bring you down just by a little bit. And I'm hoping that I'm not going to need a pipeline pump for this. At least I shouldn't do. Let's see. Flow rate is currently, oh, actually going down. But then it should go back up again eventually. There we go. Right. I think a pipeline pump is needed here, which is a bit of a shame, but yeah, that should be completely fine. I believe that's in logistics. Pipeline pump. There is also a pipeline pump Mark II. But I think that might... I pressed the wrong button there. I think that might end up costing plastic, so I'd rather not do that. At least I think it's plastic. Not quite sure on that one, don't quote me on that, but... There we go. That looks a lot better. Absolutely, that's a lot better. So that's fantastic. Again, we've now got an extra pipe to do a bunch of things with. That's great. An extra 240 water per minute. And that could be used for quite a lot, so I'm not, like, upset about that. We've overcalculated there a little bit. If anything, it's actually a good thing. It means that I have to add less water extractors for projects later or further down the line. That's fantastic. That's actually quite a lot down here, isn't there? Fantastic. I hope everyone's having a nice day so far. Again, I do apologize for the slightly later stream than what I said we'll be able to do. And again, that's purely because I wasn't expecting a call from work. But there we go. Things happen in life. Get rid of that now. Can I crouch and get that? I can. Lovely. Tomorrow, I will most likely be doing an afternoon stream, so the same time as yesterday. Thursday, I, again, will be at work. Friday, I'll be at work. Saturday and Sunday, I would also be at work as well, so... not too many streams this week. I do want to try and get a video made. In fact, let me try and show you guys something. A few of you might have seen this, but I'm sure a lot of you probably haven't. And that's because I don't know if you've made a video talking about this, but it was over on their Discord at least. Let me try and bring it up. Where is it? Enhancements. I don't know why my internet gets so slow whenever I start streaming. Here it is. It's like a Kickstarter thing. And it looks pretty cool. It's like a bunch of Satisfactory related to, like, I suppose they are toys, really. Some of them aren't toys, like there's a hat. There's also like a mouse pad, which looks really cool. Welcome, Maga MH. Hope that you're doing good, man. Welcome. There's, I think that's a Lego factory cart as well. I haven't fully watched the video yet. Oh, well, that's answered the question. I haven't fully watched the video yet, but regardless, there is quite a lot of Satisfactory products, which is pretty nice. I don't quite understand this. I very quickly looked at this. It says it's a sturdy hard cover box with board game style lids. Does not contain a game code. So I can't tell if these games are inside of the box. I mean, the art looks incredible. I mean, if I'm able to purchase this, I will. It would be pretty fun, but I don't quite know if this is ever going to be made. So well, currently £173,000 have been raised, with over 1,300 backers. So they're most likely at least going to consider making it now, which is nice. Doing as good as it gets. Nice. I'm glad I've gone the wrong way. I'm glad to hear that. I'm very glad. Not doing too bad myself, to be honest. Feeling pretty good, in a good spirit, which is always nice. I might have to respawn here and gather some items. And unfortunately, I have actually done... Well, I say unfortunately. I've made some progress off camera about something, which is great, but the problem is I don't want to spoil it for today's video. But if I've got to respawn to go gather some items for this factory, it's kind of going to spoil the future episodes, or the next episode. So I might have to cut to black for a couple seconds. Not right now, luckily. Because apparently I'm completely out of encased industrial beams. Which is weird, because I thought I had tons. Unless I've placed it somewhere without me even realizing, I think I am generally out. Oh, why is there a gap here? That is really weird. Can I not have a gap there, maybe? Thank you. So I think this is where we ended our last stream, wasn't it? Okay. Been playing Captain of Industry with the update 3 between Satisfactory and Captain of Industry. Got loads of games ahead. Oh, nice. I called power plant. Yes. We're finishing the logistics of our power plant today, which is quite exciting. Okay, there's definitely no container. Damn. Okay, so let me try and work out the maths that we did last time. I believe that everything here is now... no. Cancel. Everything here is now being fully utilized. Yes. And then some items from you are now going up here. Each one of these, because it's a 480 belt, can handle 12? Yeah, 12 blueprints. Let's see how many we've got currently going over here. This one. I think it was 7, wasn't it? No, was it 6? Oh, I think we're splitting it at 6 and 6, aren't we? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. So now 6 of you lot have to go down here. Which I feel like will be fairly simple to do. Going that way? No, okay, you're coming from that direction, that's fine. So what I'm going to do is get rid of that, go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think this one right here is 6. Okay, I definitely can't afford that. That's completely fine. So what we're going to do is go into organization, personal storage box, a little bit of that and a little bit of this. Then respawn. There we go. The good thing is, I'm pretty sure our core power plant logistics aren't even that difficult today. It's literally just connecting the core together. But then, off camera, I'll be working on some other things as well, which is great. I also want to try and add some, like, decoration, add the roof to the core power plant, and do some really interesting things with that. I've got a couple ideas in mind, which I'm rather excited to do. I have showed you guys this, right? Yeah, I've definitely showed you guys this. There we go. I will not need this much, but I might need a little bit more later on. I am going to take some iron plates with me. There's probably quite a lot that's been stored here. Yes, that's fantastic. We'll do 2 rows of iron plates, and we'll do 1 row of iron rods. Yeah, just over 1 row, but that's pretty good. We shouldn't need anything else. Wow, concrete's already backed up. Damn. Oh, wait, everything here's backed up? How long was I AFK for? Oh, damn, bro. I was AFK for like 4 hours. Oh, sorry, not AFK. I was actually building stuff and recording content for the future video. So it wasn't like I just left my game running, but damn. Didn't realize it was that long. That's what she said. No, sorry. I've still no. I've been going that. Although I might as well be a little bit sneaky here. No, okay. Can I just do that? Just so we can... Also, I think I've showed you guys this as well, but look at the amount of solid biofuel. We've got 90... almost 91,000. Damn. That's not bad, because bear in mind, the majority of that is going to then get turned into liquids... No, packaged liquid biofuel. Packaged solid... yeah. I think I said packaged liquid biofuel. It's a bit of a pain to try and say it, but the reason as to why I want to do that is because it's far more efficient than just like regular biofuel, so that's pretty cool. The reason why I'm not doing that now is because firstly, I need refineries, and secondly, I can't show you guys this next bit. Wait, what are we going to do? I think what I'm going to do is get my webcam on screen just for a second, guys. There we go. Hi again, it's me. Because I literally... Wait, why is the screen... Oh, I know why it's done that. That's really annoying. There we go. Because... Oh, you can see the chats! How's it done that? Wait. There we go. You can no longer see the chats. Because if I try and show you guys what I've done right now, it will literally spoil the next episode. So, ooh. Okay, from this angle, it looks absolutely terrible. I won't even lie. I know how I can fix it though, so that's good. Because the thing is, without spoiling everything, with this coal power plant, because of the size of it, the sheer scale of it, there's a lot of wiggle room, let's call it. Lots of room that I can... Ooh, I almost just fell off the map. A lot of room where I can add stuff. But I don't want it to be coal related, because I don't need it. I don't need all this room. So what am I going to do? Well, you have to tune into episode 7, which will be coming out in like a month's time, because at this rate, it is taking so long to record. There we go. Webcam's gone. You guys can look again, don't worry. Go around this way. I've definitely... Oh, is it there? I guarantee you it's here now, isn't it? Oh, gosh darn it. That's what I was looking for. Typical. Absolutely typical. They're still pulling bricks out of your hand. Eee. That's fun. That's exciting. I hope that was as fun as it sounds. Oh dear. Okay, let's come down over here. Got tons of stuff on me now. That's fantastic. So yeah, regarding that Satisfactory, like, gift box thing that I showed you guys a bit earlier, I'll most likely made a video talking about it, talking about the I don't know if it's like a fundraiser or like a starter project. I think it's called a Kickstarter, isn't it? I'll talk a little bit about that. Get some recognition for it as well. I think it looks pretty cool. I'll take that just in case. Definitely take quite a lot of that. Absolutely take a bit of this. There we go. Welcome, Vinod. Hope that you're doing good. Good evening. Must be rather late where you are, so I do apologize for the late stream, but here we are. When have I ever actually started a stream when I said I was going to start it? Maybe once in a blue moon. It's a rare occurrence though. Like, if I say that I'm going to be live at 12, I might be live 12 in like the next year. I've also got no concrete. It's great. Rid of all that. Lovely. I always travel with concrete, almost like wherever I go. I just find it rather helpful. Make sure these are all connected. Grand. Just finish your 11,070 per minute aluminium ingot project. Also, yeah, it's like 11, but yeah, I can imagine it's quite late. But wow, that's a lot of aluminium. 4, 5, 6. I don't know if I'm going to be massively changing my aluminium factory compared to what I did last time. Like, looks-wise, yes, it will be different, but functionality-wise, I think it will remain pretty much the same, or at least very similar, because it was really good. Like, the factory that I made last time, it was efficient. Oh, you're joking me. It worked. It looked fine. It didn't look dreadful. So yeah, that will mostly just remain the same if I'm being completely honest. 1, 2. Forgotten where I was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, we'll see where we go with that. Should be a good laugh regardless. Luckily, I won't really be doing much aluminium stuff for the next month or so, maybe even a bit longer than that. Because we've still got a lot of stuff to get done, like a lot of stuff. I really am looking forward to it. And wow, that's a pretty good fit actually in there. It's not necessarily lined up, but that's completely fine. How much power does your coal power plant produce? It's only around about, I think, 14,000, which isn't a lot, but it's definitely enough for what I want to get done. We'll do that, I think. Okay, right. The question is, how am I going to get my coal from up there down to here now? I think what we'll do is we'll add a splitter somewhere back over here. Then just drag out this line a little bit. That seems like a relatively smart thing to do. My level, at least. Oh, you have to go back up again. Okay, we'll keep you just going up then. Maintain some sort of height superiority for this. Yeah, that should be okay. Im says no, but I say yes. The only recipe which I don't use that you recommend is the electrode aluminium. Yeah, that's completely fine. Yeah. I think whenever I talked about aluminium in those videos, I did continuously say, like, it doesn't really massively matter on what recipe that you want to use, because it's all down to you anyway. But the reason as to why I chose the electrode recipe to begin with is because of the amount of electrode stuff I've got lying around. I swear, the only time I ever get messages is whenever I'm streaming or whenever I'm doing something important. Like, I have been doing pretty much nothing for the last couple hours other than eating and getting the stream ready. Not a single message. The second I start recording, nope, constant messages. So I should probably not be talking when I do this, because I've now just stopped all the power going to towards this part of the factory. There we go. I mean, 5,000 is still pretty good. I do recommend that you do get onto, like, fuel as quickly as possible. But the reason as to why I'm still stuck on this project is purely down to the fact that I just like working on big coal power plants, and I don't really have a good reason as to why. I just enjoy it. I think they look really cool. There we go. Lovely. Welcome the Nexus Warrior. Hope that you're doing good. When you get home from work today, you want to finish up your Red Forest Railway project. Oh, nice. Yeah, I myself did a Red Forest Railway project about 4 months ago, maybe, in our last save. It was really good fun. And it looked beautiful as well. The Red Forest is a really good looking biome. Okay, so you lot are now going over there. So you should be going into 6 blueprints. Then you should also be going into 6 blueprints as well. It will take a while for it to be fully functional, but eventually it most certainly will be. How many have I got left now? Let's get rid of half of this. There we go. Connect all these together. We've got 1, 2, 3 blueprints. 4. 5, 6, should be 7 in total, right? Yeah, 7. Okay, great. Make sure this is all connected here as well. Lovely. This will take quite a long time for all the coal to fully overflow, and that's kind of completely fine. It's what I expect, at least. The next thing that I do want to try and do is make sure that all of these are connected. And then we'll connect all of these wires to the actual main part of the power plant itself. This way, we're not just generating power that's being used for nothing, but we're connecting it to our main grid, which will then be used for quite a lot of stuff. Which is great, obviously. That's a mistake that I made when I did my rocket fuel factory. In fact, there we go. Had quite a few fuel generators. That's a bit of a tongue twister. Quite a few fuel generators that were powered. They were consuming resources, but they weren't, like, actually going towards my main grid. They were essentially useless. But luckily, we fixed it within, like, a week. Yes, it took me a week to realize. Because I was looking over my maths and I was saying, why aren't we producing, like, the amount of rocket fuel I thought I was able to produce? I thought I just did something wrong, but I went over the maths again and again and again until eventually I realised my maths was actually spot on. It was just the fact that I didn't hook up my fuel generators. Like, for example, what happened, I'll very quickly show you. Rather than connecting this power line to this power line, I accidentally zooped it over to here, so it looks like I connected it. But as you got closer, you realized, oh, I didn't connect it because I am an idiot sandwich. That should be quite a lot higher. I don't know. Okay, it is slowly starting to go up, but that should be a lot higher than what it currently is. We'll give it like 10, 15 minutes and it should be pretty squared away. If it's not squared away, we'll give it like a little nudge. A nudge in the face. Anyway, yeah, that side's completely fine now. How are we going to get the 7, like, blueprint call things to you? That's the official terminology, by the way. It's 7 blueprint call thingies. Absolutely. Okay, I can probably go over here, can't I? What is that? That is 6 upper. So then be connecting somewhere down there. Okay. Yeah, we can totally do this. I don't know exactly where you're going to be, so let's go to the one up here first. I can just about make it. No! Damn. That was pretty close. You also tried the turbo electric motor for the first time, and you think it's a good alternate for the turbo motors if you don't have pressure conversion cubes. I've already forgotten the turbo motor recipes. I know I made a video talking about it. But I think I came to the conclusion that none of them were like particularly dreadful and none of them were particularly amazing. A lot of them just depended on the playstyle that you had. Okay, this is definitely way too low. That's fine though. Actually, is that low? Oh no, we actually got it spot. Oh. No, sorry, I was right. I was right and I was wrong at the same time. Which is wildly impressive, but there we go. That's better. Lovely. Can I try and line this up now? If I can. Yeah, I mean, that seems to be lined up pretty gosh darn well. Lovely. I know things here look a bit chaotic, but I kind of like when my factories do look chaotic. I feel like it just adds something, a bit of life, a bit of motion, which I definitely do try and pursue in these builds. Ooh. That's quite a nice little ramp up there, actually. I like that. Ignore the Z snapping, you didn't see that. Okay, so that row is completely used up all of our coal there, which is great. What's next? Got 7 from that out of 12, so we've got 5 more. This must be the very final row then, right? Yes. Okay, so we've got 1 blueprint, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to here. And which way are you guys going? Okay, you're coming in from that side. That's completely fine. I'm not too concerned about that. What I'll then do is grab you, zoop you back round over there, then just completely solve that problem. However, we are missing quite a bit of coal. So I'm going to have to get some from over there, which should be a rather fun little project, actually. I'll probably mention it in the video very quickly as well. You decided to make the turbo electric motors because of the future production of the mass quantities of the electromagnetic control rods. Yeah, electromagnetic control rods, like, when I first started doing, like, the calculations and the maths behind the scenes for Satisfactory, I thought it would be, like, a relatively important part, but no, they are generally very important. They are used for quite a bit of stuff, especially to do with the nuclear side of things. Some may say the best part of Satisfactory is the nuclear side. I don't mind it. I think it's very difficult. There we go. Hey, where's that gone? Okay, I went to the right place. Good. I thought I screwed it up there. There we go. This is going to take quite a long time to fully overflow. Be fully productive. But by the end of today's stream, absolutely everything here should be fully operational. which is very exciting. I'm generally very excited here. You can make radio control units easily with a radio connection unit or recipe, which takes heat sinks, quartz crystals, and high-speed connectors. That sounds like a pretty good recipe. What's the name of it? Because I might already be using that one. I'm not sure. Oh, that has to go. The thing is, like, there's so many recipes in this game, I sometimes forget, like, the alternate variants. Like, some of them are very easy to remember, like wet concrete, pure ingots, things like that. A couple of the other variants, like, sometimes I would know the recipe, I just don't know the name of it. Radio connection units. That definitely does ring a bell. Maybe I'm using it, I'm not quite sure. But luckily, when it comes to things like radio control units or the connection units, which again sounds very familiar, I won't necessarily be dealing with quite a lot of that stuff anytime soon. Which is good. Of course, the day will come where I will be, but that day is not today, so yeah. Until then, we're okay. There we go. How are things looking? Oh, you know what? That's a lot better than I thought that would be looking. A lot better. I thought it would be like this. But no, it's actually relatively smooth. Of course, it's not a flat line, which is what we're looking for. But as I literally just said, that will be taking at least like 20 minutes to do, because we continuously keep on adding more core generators and activating them. So yeah, that will take some time to do. But the next part, as I was sort of getting onto right there, is I need to try and get some more coal, because we haven't got enough. And I will very quickly mention this as part of the video. So let me just get a decoupled camera. There we go. Fly it into here. Start points, and then we'll end it here. I've just realized something relatively important. We don't actually have enough coal for our coal power plants, but luckily there is a node very close by. Wow, I'm a professional at this, aren't I? What button is it again? I just said I'm a professional. I think it's V. So if I hold down the V button and then scan for some coal, there should be a node right above there. Bingo, there we go. And then if I press M for map, I can then hover over the coal node and it tells me it's a normal node, which means I can get an additional 300 coal. Professional. Oh dear. It's almost as if this is my job. Which, to be fair, like, I don't want YouTube to be my job. I love it as a hobby, but a hobby should remain a hobby. I'm a firm believer in that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? That's not enough. Okay. Wait. There we go. Where should I film this cinematic shot? Oh, that's dumb. I didn't connect that. Brilliant. It's fine. As we know right now, no. And as we know by now, 300 coal is enough to generate 7.5 blueprints. However, I've got 8 blueprints that I need coal for. So what I'm going to do is slightly underclock one of our blueprints, which means that I don't have to get a bunch of extra coal just for one extra blueprint, which makes my life a lot easier. There we go. I know that was like a weird boomerang shot, but I'll just edit that out in post. That's completely fine. So let's get the coal node. There we go. Lovely. I am going to need some explosives down there, absolutely. And this roof is definitely going to change, by the way. Don't worry, I don't like that roof. I have got an idea in mind. In fact, I've actually showed you guys the roof design already. It's this is the first part of it at least. It's extremely basic. I haven't got the resources, but it's got like blue lights down there, concrete ramps. It's basic, but it does exactly what I need it to do. It's not overcomplicated, and I have been trying to make my builds slightly less overcomplicated. Although, again, you haven't seen what I built off camera this morning, but it completely goes against what I just said 3 seconds ago. Let's just say that. What do I need, do you think? Definitely that. Quite a lot of these. We're not going to need 500, but I'll still do 500 anyway. Yeah, the ball on the top starts to fly. I think that's a fantastic new addition. I love it. I really do. Shouldn't need any of that. Look at all the beans. Why are there so many of them? Keep getting in the way as well when I'm trying to build stuff. It's actually quite annoying. Okay, we'll take that. We'll take that. Oh, everything's just here. Oh, I haven't got enough modular frames. Even though I can guarantee I do, I know where they are. Actually, whilst I'm here, though. Where is it? There we go. I have got a bunch more modular frames just around the other side of the factory there. But I don't think I need anything else. I want to try and make it look nice. I'll try and get it from up there, around here. How can I make it look nice, though? Maybe what I can do is try and get it from up there, bring it down the mountain. Underneath here, next to our pipes, and underneath this. That's probably a good idea. The main struggle is going to be how am I going to get it from the top of the mountain down to here, again, whilst making it somewhat presentable. The answer is going to be whilst using a lot of concrete. If I get a lot of concrete, I can sort of like flatten out that area over there, then try and build some sort of like spire design, which could look quite nice. It might be tweaked eventually because that entire back wall over there is going to get tweaked. I mentioned it in the video in episode 7, which again, it isn't even out yet, so don't worry. But essentially what I want to try and do is... Let me try and go to decoupled mode. I want to try and build some sort of like power storage tower in that corner with a call sign over there with a couple towers both left and right. And inside of those towers is going to be some personnel elevators, which will then take us to this level up here. I don't know what I'm going to build up there, but that's the plan at least. That's just going to be there. Maybe with a couple more like towers or outposts on top of here as well, just to try and give it that secured facility sort of atmosphere, which I feel like will end up looking quite nice. They do love to cause mischief, they really do. Those blinking things. There we go. I don't mind the beans, but they just consistently get in the way. They're consistent with their irritation to my brain cells. Steel beam drudge. That could look pretty good. I've got an idea in mind. I'll show you in just a second what I've got. In fact, should I make it in the blueprint designer? Am I going to be lazy? Yeah, oh, hell yeah, I'm going to be lazy. But this will probably end up helping me a bit later on, if I'm honest. Because yeah, the plan is, if this design does look quite nice, I will use it for multiple other projects. So it's not like I'm just going to use it for now and then never again. So what we're going to try and do, and I promise this will be simple, is... Actually, let's not make promises I can't keep. Foundation. There we go, got up to 8. 8 for that one there as well. There we go. Just like so. For the wall back over here, though, it's a bit more complicated. But I think what I want to try and do... Actually, is there anything I can do here? Painted beams could look alright. Rounded concrete, how would you look? I can't imagine you being that much of a drama. No, 32. There we go. Then go into foundations, and this item will actually get deleted. I'm going to leave it here for the blueprints because it will make my life at least 1% easier. Actually, would I? No. Yes. I really love to contradict myself every 3 milliseconds. What am I looking for? Logistics. We'll then go with you. Okay, that's actually quite far back. That's alright though. Now I can get rid of that one. Do I want to have one more up there? I don't think so. We'll then save this as conveyor belts, lifts. In fact, no. Lifts. Below 1. Oh. MK4, is that better? There we go. Background color, I suppose doesn't really matter. I could go for like a conveyor belt color. That could be quite nice, actually. There we go. Let's save the color as conveyor. Oh, brilliant. I love when I do this. Fantastic. Is it my fault for not checking? Yeah. Am I still going to blame it on, like, science? Probably. But there we go. And that's basically it. As I say, though, this might end up moving eventually. But for now, this is where it's going to be. Because it will be the easiest place for it to be. I knew that was going to happen. That's a shame. Okay. Should we go somewhere down over here? I'm thinking here. Is there enough room here to have it run on top? Maybe. We'll see. Conveyor lift. Conveyor lift. Conveyor lift. Does whatever a conveyor lift does. Is that not built? Oh, that's not even centered. Oh, wow. That's not frustrating. That's very frustrating. Okay, that's the right sort of height at least. So at least we got one thing correct. Massive round of applause there for us. I can probably end up getting rid of that though. Right. Then get rid of this. If you come down to here. Then right along there. Yeah, that's pretty decent. It's extremely simple, but that's all we need it to be. The next part is this. That will then continue all the way up along with you. We're actually running very low on concrete. Oh well. A steel beam, yeah, a steel beam could look pretty good there as well. If that was a pillar for a bus pipe, that would look good hollow in the middle with just the rounded at the edges. It could look pretty good hollow. But I feel like that looks quite nice as well. And can you imagine, like, some parts of the... I forgot I left a hole there. Some parts of the factory having, like, 5 or 6 of these. So we could have, let's say, a massive room like so with a really tall roof, which I'm already planning to do something like that. And rather than just having, like, useless columns, which will end up looking nice, what we could do is something like this. Where, let's say, for example, I can have some lights along the back, some orange lights, which could end up looking really good. And, most importantly, it actually serves a purpose. Like, this isn't just a column, it's also got a conveyor belt inside of it. When we look around this edge, it doesn't look too bad, it doesn't look out of place. Well, it kind of does for now, but again, we'll adjust it when I build everything else I want to try and build around here. Which I'm sort of thinking if I want to do that on camera or not. Because the thing is, right, I really want to try and do more Satisfactory streams. Because the feedback I've been receiving from them has basically just been positive. Like, I don't think I've actually received a negative feedback from these streams yet. So, now is your chance. No. But, yeah, people seem to enjoy it. I'm really enjoying it. But at the same time, I also want to try and leave a lot of things for the videos, so it's a bit of a surprise as well. Rather than just, hey, here's 7 streams and the video is just the highlights of the streams. I don't really want to do that. That's where Twitch comes into play as well, where on Twitch we can do like the behind the scenes sort of stuff where I show everything. But on YouTube I don't want to show everything though. I want to keep it as a surprise. Mostly. Okay, let's try and get up here now, shall we? Here we go. There are better ways of scaling a cliff, but this is fine. It gets the job done, which I think is most important. There we go. Go, 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 go. Oh, there's gas here because of course there is. Of course there is. That's annoying. We've overcome worse though, so no complaints there from me. I'm sure I'll throw one in a bit later on, but as of right now, no complaints. I think that's in the right spot there. Yeah. Right, so then everything above here I suppose can go. And that's what I could do. How about something like this? Oh, really? That's annoying. Mate, are you kidding me? Get off. Wait, have you got a grey beard? Oh, look how old you are. Oh well. Now I feel bad for killing the little ones, because I think they're literally just child hogs. Oh well. So what was I going to do? Oh yeah, check for the nodes. Oh, I know where this one is. I'm actually not quite sure on this node. I feel like I know I have definitely been here in the last save. It should be somewhere, I think there, right? I will give it a quick double check. Oh, is that the crash site? Because there is also a crash site very close to us. Oh no, I was right. Okay, I can literally see it from here. Apparently. I can see it, but I can't see it. The game's trying to tell me, hey, it's literally in front of you. Oh yeah, we should try and bring some power up here as well, absolutely. That should be pretty simple. Like, the design for that should be, yeah. No dramas there at all. And we are out. There we go. That was relatively close. What are you doing? Right, so how am I going to do this? Preferably without getting killed by the gas. If you guys are new to the game, here's a very good tip that I recommend saving for later. Don't die to the gas. I know you might be thinking that's probably the best tip you've ever heard in your life, and I know. That's just the quality of content that you get around this channel. Like, that higher quality. There we go. I don't really care too much about the looks of this. I might try and make it a bit nicer looking later on, but as of right now, yeah, it's just not even close to being a priority. Hey, what? Oh, wow, my mind, okay, I'm a bit stupid. I was wondering how the heck was that able to be powered on? But then I realized I literally placed the coal in there, so that wasn't powered on, that was just the coal that I placed coming out of it. Wow, that bamboozled my mind into a confusing state. Oh well. Yeah, you lads will just continue down there. You... Okay, what are we going to do with you? I want you guys to come up to... there. Here. Then to the top. There's a reason why I'm doing it like this. Yep. Sound. Great. Da, 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 da. I'm actually rather loving it. Oh. There we go. Now it should be very easy just to do this. Yes. And that actually doesn't look too bad either. I do actually really like this design, considering I did it within like 5 seconds. It's not the worst thing I've ever done. Where is... Oh, there it is. Not too sure about how this will look, though. No, what the heck? That's a massive no from me. How about you? Yep. I don't mind that at all. Yeah, the curves look quite nice. That's why I wanted to add that. Well, essentially, this entire thing is just curves, except for the steel parts. There we go. I'll take that. Power-wise, again, you will now come out to here. Oh, don't be a twig face. Nobody likes a twig face. Oh, don't kill me. Hitting is useless. Ah. I do realize I can literally destroy this. I've got the explosives, but I just... No. No. That's fine, I think. Yep. All I've got to do now is get rid of... Oh, this is a big factory. Sometimes you do have to just step back and realize, like, how much you've built. Do you guys ever do that? Do you ever think that, like, a project that you've done is relatively small, you then take a step back and you realize, okay, I've probably spent too many hours in this game? I do that more than I'd like to admit. There we go. That's the worst bit done now. Surface too uneven, that's not a problem. Great. So I think everything up here is now done. If I want to make a change a bit later on, that's completely fine. I don't mind doing that. Step back and look at it often. That's what I try and do as well, especially when I'm trying to build something which I'm sort of just making up on the spot without too much planning. That's very important to do, actually. That's a top tip. If you are... Nice, that was a good jump. If you are trying to build something for the very first time and you don't know how it's going to look, like, build a wall, step back, see what it looks like. If it's too much, remove some parts. If it's not enough, try and add some more. You might be continuously going back and forwards between certain projects, but in my mind, I honestly think it's far more worth it. Rather than building everything, then realizing, oh, it's actually not as nice as I thought it was. So then you are wasting your time. Okay, for the roof here, what we're going to try and do is bring you up to the top. Same thing there. No. Turn the lights on. I do apologize if it's getting quite dark for you guys. I don't think there's too much I can do about that just now. You know. No. Okay, that should be a bit better there. Now, when it comes to power, how far down do I go here? Further than this, apparently. Nice. Oh, right down to the very bottom, really? Damn. Good. Although I don't really want it to... I don't want it to be like that, though. Come on, where is it? I might have to get rid of that. There we go. I'm surprised the wire is actually able to come down this far. Normally the game's like, actually, that's too long. No, sound? Yeah, look at that, it's fantastic. Okay, you guys are still flattening out. We have to get to about 14k in total. Right now we're at shy of 12. Oh well. Let's try and cover all of this up. There's no point of it being here. And get rid of that there as well. I definitely feel like it's very important when you are building, just, again, take a step back, enjoy it. Enjoy what you've built. I do that, I would say, quite a lot when it comes to city skylines. Yeah, not sure if you guys do this. But sometimes after you build like a small town or an airport or like a downtown part of your city, it's nice just to go into the cinematic camera and then just watch everything work. Because it feels far more rewarding. Same with Planet Coaster as well. I'll build a shop in Planet Coaster. It'll take me a week to do because I'm like a sloth when it comes to these things. I just see the way it's moving. Beautiful. It really is. The see-through floors. Yeah, these ones. The glass frame foundations. I do want to try and use that for a factory that I'm planning. But for this one, I don't know. So, wait. The coal's coming down to here now, isn't it? At least I hope it is. I want it to come directly through here. Like so. I think when it comes to the architectural parts of this game, there are tons of things that you could use. Tons. Welcome back, Italian guy. Hope that you're doing well. You could build a glass floor to make the pipes visible. I could, but the thing is, I'm gonna try and build stuff here eventually. So, oh, that goes straight through it. I'll do this. So yes, I could do that, but it will end up looking pretty bad eventually. So I'll leave it for now. There we go. So, yeah, I suppose I'll have you curve around here, then go up where those pipes are. Is that a good idea? Maybe have you go around this side. Yeah. That seems a bit better. I'm planning this like I'm ever going to be down here again. I'm not. After all of my logistic work down here is finished, I am never going to come down here again. Okay, bring you to... If I can. Bring me back to life. Wake me up. Wake me up inside. Can't wake up. Wake me up inside. Save me. Mark 4. We should start to see quite a lot of coal now on that line. If not, then, well, simply put, we've made a mistake. Yeah. That's good. Welcome, Pockets. Hope that you're doing good. How come we don't have Mark II water extractors and Mark III pipes? I think, again, chat, correct me if I'm wrong here, it's something to do with the engine. I believe that's the reason as to why they can't do it. Like, from the game dev's point of view, it's very difficult to do. As far as what I'm aware, that's the main reason as to why it's not in the game, rather than the fact that they can't be asked to do it or for gameplay reasons. Maybe I'm wrong, but there are some that I was informed about it, at least that's what I was told. There we go. So now you, I suppose you're going to come underneath here, wrap you around over there, then just yeet you in that direction. The one thing I love about plastic and rubber is when you overclock them, the numbers are so nice, like 100 or 50 or 275 per minute or 150 per minute. Those are nice numbers. Yes, there are some items in this game which are not as nice, let's just say. Like, rather than just making 10 of an item per minute in an assembler, it's 3.41. Why on God's green earth would I want to make 3.41 of anything? I don't. Okay. But that's why overclocking and underclocking comes into play, because that's very important for that reason. There we go. Right, so how are you guys looking? You should have a bunch of coal and... Okay. Fun. I've also got to underclock a few of you, don't I? So I've got 300 coal per minute. Yeah, crystal computers, I'm pretty sure are like that as well, aren't they? So I've got 13.33 times by 7. Cancel. Times by 3, that's 40. So 40 times by 7 is 280. I've got 300, which means I've got 20 coal for 3 generators. Okay. It should be 6.6667. So how can I get 6.667 coal to be consumed from one of you? I suppose what I've got to try and do is just let everything work and then just see what the numbers is. Or in fact, what I could do is go towards a coal generator that's already turned on and play around with the numbers until we get to the number that I want. That's probably the simplest way, from what I can see. There we go. I'm seeing a few greens, although not many. Huge coal problems over there. There shouldn't be any coal problems over here, so that's a bit concerning. But then you're in 100. Oh no, I know what... Okay, I know what I did. That's completely fine. No, that's alright. So, I have to remember... 66.67 is what I need. What's the burn rate now? Would it update? You should be able to see where it is, right? Although 15 coal is 100%. So... If 15 coal is 100%, 1.5 is 10%. And I need 6.7. So if I do 6.7... Wait. 0.15 coal is 1%. 0.15 times by 6.67? My mind's gone. Like, there is a mathematical way to work this out. I've got 15 coal per minute for 1, but I need to lower that down to 6.67. If I do 15 divided by 6.67, I get 2.24. Roughly 2.25. So it's 2.24 times less. So I need to use roughly 45%. Yep, of a coal generator. Yes, okay. I think the maths for that is correct. I will actually lower it down to 44%, because I'd rather have a little bit of extra coal rather than not enough coal, because if there's not enough coal, then it's not going to be flatlined, which is quite annoying, so we'll go with that. Wow, I had to use all of my brain cells there for that. Although surely that's... No, it has to be right. In fact, what's 13.33 divided by 2? Yes, I could have literally just halved this. Which, to be fair, that's... Okay, no, we've done it right. It confirms that my maths was correct. Was that 33? Okay. Oh, dear. Everything appears to be right now, though. So let's go back up to the top. And let's see, can I feed the coal in from this side? If so, that's quite handy. You just set all of your coal generators to 125 megawatts a generator and run in groups of 4. That works as well. Do whatever you feel is best. The way that I've done it, I feel like, for me personally, is such an unbelievably easy way of doing things that I'm never going to turn back. What I do is underclock slightly my coal generators. That 40 coal goes into 3 generators, which is exactly 1 water extractor's worth of water, and it's a 1/12 of a conveyor belt of a pure Mark IV coal. No, that's a very difficult way of explaining things, but essentially the maths lines up. I would generally recommend it, and of course there's a wall here, isn't there? Oh, for God's sakes, man. There we go. There's a wall over here as well. The good thing is, though, I can actually just get rid of this now, can't I? All you have to do is just go up here. Okay. That seems almost too simple. That's not going to work. That's going to work, though. There we go. Get your face up there. So I think logistically, we're done. I've got to connect a few more of these conveyor belts together, but I think we are pretty much done. So right now we're on just shy of 12k. I can still see we are having problems with coal, which is really annoying. I can't possibly imagine what's actually wrong with it. Yeah, that's where it stops. Brilliant. So, again, we're going to leave this now for about 15-20 minutes, and this should be somewhere around 14k. If it's like 13.5, that's fine. If it's like 11, then that's a concern. Let's just come back around over here. See if we can spot any red. Okay, we can instantly. That's bad. Whenever it's water related, I want to cry a little bit when I see it. So what's your problem then? I can see that there is water here, but the flow rate appears to be quite low. Is there a ramp anywhere that might be causing that? I mean, everything here looks fine. There's still water here. Yeah, you're completely fine. You're completely fine. You're completely fine. So you seem to be the main culprits here. Is there anything causing that? Again, still relatively low along here. It shouldn't be a pipeline pump, because they should all have pumps. Okay, so that... But why is it just you that's like that? Why is nothing else like that? Okay, there's a couple, I suppose. Okay. Well, let's still try and plop down one of these pipeline pumps and just kind of hope it doesn't get in the way of the flooring, which I don't think it does. There we go. That's okay. Let's cover all of this up then. Normally, I don't like to cover things up until I know that everything is definitely completely fine. Because then you just have to, like, tear it back up again. What's the point in doing that? Just, you know, leave it the way it should be. Until everything's functional. When you know it's functional, fantastic. It's a job well done. You can pat yourself on the back, then feel proud about it. We're currently not at that stage. Not yet. Soon. Trademark soon. No, I won't do that one. In fact, I still want to try and leave a good bit of this open. I'll clear that just for now. Get rid of you as well. Because I've still got quite a lot of pipe work to do down here. All of you lots, I've got to go across there. I don't know if I want to make it some sort of effect. Like, clearly see the water going along the outside of the build. Like, for example, what I could do, just brainstorming some ideas here. What I could do is have our water being visibly shown going along the side of our project. This way it gives it that... I keep using the word realistic. It's not realistic, of course. But it makes the project feel more alive. You get to actually see some of the logistics. And I suppose I definitely do want that to be shown. And all the pipes that I'm currently using, I believe, are all coming from around here, aren't they? Okay, so the last one is this. Yeah, so literally all of them are from this side. So what I honestly could do is try and find the last one. You just set up your call generator. Oh, I've already read that message. Nice. Good job, mate. Yeah, everyone does call stuff differently, and that's completely fine. Okay, you're the last one there. So I'm wondering what I could do. Have a wall going somewhere down over there. Down over there as well. Having you slightly elevated. Let's see. In fact, where's the blueprint I was talking about before? You. What if I had you, like, facing each other back to back, with then the pipes on top of that? How would that look? And then when it comes to the elevation here, though, what can I do about that? Because you guys would then come along here, and up here, then just straight along, but then you're going to be interacting with that path, which I don't massively like doing that. I wonder, if I was to increase this by an extra 4, have this stick out, then have our pipes visibly showing. That shouldn't really mess up any of the logistics below here either. Let's just give that a quick sort of run here. So you're fine, so everything past here has to go. I know this is a pretty big risk here, but you know what? I kind of fancy a bit of a challenge. I might as well have to try and update the viewers though, don't I? Because it'd be a bit weird if I just do like a random cut for a video and be like, hi, I've just redesigned half the factory. Yeah, just thought I'd let you guys know. Nah. Just checking my logistics. Okay, that's a good number. I don't like how it's still not flatlined, but I can't really expect it to be perfect just yet. I said 20 minutes, it's been about 5, so... Here we go. Turn that off just for now. The very first thing I've actually got to try... Oh, why is it doing that? The first thing that I've got to try and show is the actual tower that we built itself. And this tower's fine. I actually quite like this. I wouldn't say it's like the most beautiful thing I've ever built, but does it work? Yes. Is it effective? Yes. Am I happy for that reason? Yes. Oh, look at the monster! Look at that! This has to be a shot, surely. Get it quickly. And just like that, we now have an additional 300 coal being... Back! The amount of times that happens, by the way, you guys don't even know. Like, oh, it's so annoying. I'll be recording a monologue, like everything will be perfect, and then the game's like, you know what? Here's an autosave message. There we go. And just like that, nice. And just like that, we have an additional 300 coal being fed into the factory. And just like that. Oh, look at that for a shot, though. Come on. I don't know if I like it because I built it, or if it just generally looks quite nice, but I'm happy with it. We've also gone for a very slim and rather circular tower design along here as well, which I feel like really breaks up the rectangular and sharp shapes that we've got going along this factory so far. Sharp shapes. I can't speak today. Oh dear. However, this isn't my only little burst of creativity today, because I've got another idea. There we go. And long story short, I want to try and make my pipes a little bit more visible, because I think when you have a factory, just being able to view the logistics, whether it's a conveyor belt or a pipe, it just looks so much better than hiding everything. One last shot, I promise. Shot, 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 shot. Sorry. No, that's just out of my limits. No. If I try and zoom in, there we go. Cheat a little bit. So, I'm actually going to be tearing up a very small part of the left side of our This is the right side. Nice. Nice. Really good job recording that segment there. So, I'm going to be tearing up the right side of my factory just so I can try and redesign a couple of things. Is it going to look nice? I have absolutely no idea. There we go. That was like 5 minutes to record that. That's wild. Oh well. But yeah, hopefully this will generally end up looking quite nice. So we're going to start it here. And it's 10 pipes, so it's going to take up roughly 3 foundations? Yes. 3 foundations, starting from here. So this is going to have to go back a fair bit, I'll say. Yep. I've got a design in mind. In fact, what I could actually do... Am I going to use a blueprint? Yeah. Silly question. Of course I'm going to use a blueprint designer. If I've got it at my, like, disposal, you might as well use it. Like, if anything makes your life easier, just do it. Unless it's, like, illegal or dumb. And don't do it. That's some life advice there from a guy called the Valhalla Pickle. That's what everyone tuned in for, life advice. Right, so... starting from there, 1, 2, 3. It's now completely even on both sides, which is fantastic. Let's make sure that we've definitely got enough of these pipeline supports for 10 of these pipes. start it there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, plenty of room. Yeah. Plenty. Damn. That's good. The next thing that I then want to try and do... Sorry, these conveyor throughput monitors are so cool. I love them so much. It's a shame they don't work on pipes, but... I don't know how they can code that into the game, so I'm not even going to question it. Production... No. Foundations... Where is it? I'm in love with these... Not just the quarter pipes, but the, No, it is the quarter pipe, actually. I think they look so good. But essentially, this is the plan. Review as far back as I can. Oh. I don't know what's going on there. There we go. And how deep do I want this to be? I suppose relatively, but not unbelievably. So what I'm going to try and do is grab the wall piece. We'll place one along there. I'll bring you forward so it's slightly indented. I do love a good little indent. Unless it's on, like, my car, then I don't love a good indent. I'd appreciate if that wasn't going to happen. There we go. That's instantly in the wrong spot. 2, 3, 4, 5. You might be wondering, why have I done this with the walls? And that's a good question. I will show you the answer in just a minute. No. I think this would be a good idea. Like, I don't know if this is even going to fit. Like, I am really just, you know, messing around here and hoping that something sticks. I think that's like a pretty good way of playing the game. As long as like you've got no time constraints. There we go. So I could leave it like this. What's something else I could do here? I suppose that's the best idea. I could do another quarter ramp, but I don't feel like that would look very good. Let's see. No. Right, so yeah, let's stick with this design then. Just like so. And go back onto architecture, and I suppose this is the part where we just try and make it look nice. Because it's functional now. I just hope it's not too deep. That's another concern. If it's too deep, then of course I can't really do too much with that. Let's just save this for now then. What should we call it? Hall Power Plant 008? Yes. Just make sure it's right. It is good. Color, I've already got a color for core, luckily. So where exactly am I going to be placing this? Well, first of all, you've still got to go. Like that. This is going to have to move here as well, in fact. Rather annoyingly. I don't I don't know how I can... I can bring you underneath there, through there, then around there. Is there an easy way to do that? That isn't normal, eh? You. You are unbelievably important. Which makes you very valuable. That shouldn't be sticking up the floor, that. Yeah, nice. So that's now connecting everything from over there to everything over here. What I've then got to try and do is try and find an exit here. Then link it back over there. But that's, I believe, what connects my power here to my main factory. Which, as of right now, I don't actually want, I don't think. I want to try and keep it independent, just so I can try and monitor the numbers. I find it easier to do it that way. I can hear you turning off. Not enough, call. Oh, we're above 14k. What? I thought this was like a maximum of 14k, but clearly not. Okay. Then you're gonna come here for now. And see, here's the complicated thing. I can't show you anything that's behind me now. Because again, it's a spoiler. So it's trying to find that limit of how much can I show you without kind of ruining the next episode. And if I get rid of that, how is this going to impact my factory? It shouldn't. That should be 0 impact. Good. Which means that you can all go. The only thing that I can't get rid of is that floating power pool. Eventually, that obviously won't be there. But for now, it is, and we just have to deal with it. There we go. And again, that should have been 0 difference there. To its impact of the factory. You've got to go there as well. Storage space, we are running a little bit low. I can honestly just get rid of that if I'm honest. There we go. What blueprint is this again? Is it 001? Oh, it's doing the bug again. No, 002. No, 3. No, 4. It's not 5, is it? No. 6? Shouldn't be 6. It definitely won't be 7. Are you kidding me? It actually is 7. Did I design that late? Really? I thought like this was one of the very first blueprints I made for this area. But, I mean, evidently not. By the fact it's 007 and not 001. In fact, what is double? Oh, yeah, the logistics part. Yeah, that makes sense. No, that makes complete sense. But then build a corner, which I don't think I've actually designed yet, but that's fine. It's very simple to do. If it's so simple, why didn't I do it? I don't know. So this is the gap that we're going to be working with. You're then going to rotate somewhere around there and just stick like that, honestly. That's completely fine. You lot can then go. There we go. Okay, you were never going to face the right way. That's completely fine. What I can just do is go into patterns. And again, I love the fact that patterns no longer cost flower petals. Because it's like one thing less you've got to carry around with you. So I'm completely fine with that personally. There's no one that I know of that's generally sad that flower petals are no longer as demanding as they used to be. In fact, they're gone, I'm pretty sure. Great. In my eyes, I only see that as a positive. So now what we can do is select our blueprint from before, which was 008. Yeah, see, look at the height difference there. We are quite high up. I don't really want to lower this, though, by much more, because the logistic floor there is completely fine. Although I can probably lower you down a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd preferably 4. The highest point here is like here. And it's still too high anyway. Okay. I think what we're going to do here is... Okay, I know what to do. I'm going to lower the top bit here down a little bit. Because if I lower you down by 2, I think that should be fine. No. Yeah, I think this should be okay. No. Then it will quite literally just be like a random hole in here. We'll save that. Might as well set this to my hotbar there as well. I'm not using the other blueprint. So, this is what we've got so far. And I don't mind it. I don't mind that at all. Because again, you get to actually see the pipes. It looks like it's below where I feel like pipes are supposed to be. Add some lights there along the sides. This blueprint that I just placed down is not final, by the way. I'm still going to try and tweak some of the stuff here. But now I'm going to try and put my logistics hat on. What are we going to try and do now? What's next? How am I going to get the water from down there to here without making it look terrible? And most importantly, without it glitching through here. That's the question. And is it even lined up? No, it's not. So you've got to actually move over a little bit. Right. That's annoying. Oh well. Going... Right, so where are you lined up? I feel like at least nudge it by one foundation that direction. So this is pretty much the very start. No. It'll probably have to move over a little bit. I don't want to have like a massive gap because that will just not end up looking very nice. I feel like here's completely fine. And what do I want in this gap over here? We've also got a one foundation over here as well. Okay, let me just try something here. This could either look terrible or great. Again, always experiment. If you don't experiment, then you'll never like grow as a player. There will be some things you do that will look terrible. Absolutely, there will be. No doubts about that. But then there'll be things that you do as a player where you think, I actually built that? Damn. I'm yet to experience one of those moments. Well, I've heard they do exist. Okay, so there's a very small gap in there. I think I quite like that, though. We can then build you along there. Build you along here. The problem is I can't paint you because you're going to Z-snap. You're not going to Z-snap. I mean, you definitely are. I'm going to log off, then log back on, and suddenly half my factory is just Z-snapping into each other. But I think that looks quite nice. Oh, actually, I don't like that. No, can't be having that. Is there any way I can get rid of it? I don't think so. Although, what if I was to, like, a half nudge you below this? Because then that will completely rule out Z snapping. And then what I can do is add like a half foundation there. Something like this. Nudge you along there. As of right now, this probably seems quite complex, but all I've got to do is just essentially just zoop everything. A slide it does look a bit like a slide, yeah. The main idea is just to use the space, essentially. And the idea here now. That. Yeah, I definitely prefer this. Okay. Great. Would I say it's the most perfect design? Probably not, but it does exactly what I want it to do. It didn't take too long to make, and overall, yeah, happy with it. There's the corner piece, there it is. I still think there should be a stair corner piece, because it looks a bit weird having stairs there, then no stairs there. Maybe one day they'll add it into the game. I think I might leave that as like a, thing that I want for update 1.2. I know update 1.2 won't be out for many months at this point, but it's always good to start thinking about what you might want in the next update. Without being, like, demanding. Like, I want this now! Because that's just not going to work, is it? Bring that down there by a little bit. Zoop you across like so. That's not a problem. Again, zoop you there as well. And that's basically the entrance. Although, you're actually a bit lower. Actually, no, you're not. So, what's that then? Oh, right. Oh. Oh. That's the... Oh. You're telling me after all of that I can't even have this, Is there a turnaround, potentially? I don't know what I just selected that. I mean, I could have you there. Nope. Damn it, man. This is rather interesting. No. I have to think about this one. I still feel like the actual idea of it is... It's a good idea. I'm not upset about the idea. I feel like we could try and execute it a bit better. But the foundations of the idea are here, though. Have some lights along there. How can I get rid of you and just, like, not show you? Because everything is fine there except for that. And of course, here I can just add a wall, nice and simply. I say nice and simply, nothing is simple. Oh, we paint that there as well. Nice. I Have some lights along there. The main bit that I'm currently concerned about is this part here is sticking out. I can't nudge it up because it will then be snapping along the top half of that. What I could try and do is add a foundation on top of here, which would then stop the Z snapping. So then add an extra little ledge along there, which I suppose is completely fine. It's not a big concern. Yeah, you know what? I'm actually not upset about that. What I could then try and do is add a couple of these painted beams in here as well. Make that look quite nice. The lights can definitely stay. An orange, preferably, I think will look quite nice. Have some orange lights along there. Then, most likely what I'm thinking is some railings on top of here. And that's the design. I think that would actually look quite nice. So let's try and design that now, in fact. All I've got to try and do here is keep everything here, the exact way it is. Go into our foundation. Plop you down there. And plop you over there. Get this top part done straight away since it's nice and simple to do. Do I want to have any markings along here? Most likely. Not like nothing crazy. I don't like going overboard with the markings, but I feel like having a couple of patterns here and there is quite nice. I think I'll go with you. Color-wise, potentially. I don't know if I want to go with like a darker color because everything around this is going to be a dark color. No, I think it looks better without it. Yeah. No, it definitely looks better just the way it is currently. Okay, that's fine. I do want you to stick out, though. And I believe you're shiny, right? Now you are. Congrats for the upgrade. Paint all that there as well. Then hop back into patterns there for just a moment. Moving on now to our lights. And this should be fairly self-explanatory. All I've got to do is just make one of the lights, which in fact I should already have. Although are those the right lights? I don't know. I don't think so. No. Nor have I got the right materials yet, have I? And that's fine. That's very easy just to grab. If I use the portrait signs, yes. Oh, in fact, I can potentially do it like this. I'm going to need quite a lot of them, but if you've got the materials. Yeah, only 1,000 quartz crystals. Well, I say only 1,000. 1,000 quartz crystals. Quite a bit, but oh well. That's all good for now. Have an amazing rest of your day. Or evening, should I say. And thank you very much for tuning in. Good luck with your aluminium factory. I hope it goes well, man. Chuck the bits that we're not using somewhere into here. Which, to be fair, I'm actually using most of this. So, that can pretty much all go now. We are going to need some more... Let's see. Copper sheets. Definitely some more copper sheets. Should have tons in here. I've got 0. Wow, wow, wow. Fantastic. Epic stuff. Oh, you've done it already. Nice. Damn. You're a quick worker. Wish I can say the same about myself, but oh well. One day. What's that? Yeah, you can go. Although it's quite annoying how I've just got one of them now, so that's gonna go. I should have quite a lot of these copper sheets just lying around somewhere over here. Yes, fantastic. That should be everything that I need. I wasn't planning this at all, by the way. Like, not at all. It's completely very different from what I was trying to do today. But I feel like it's going to be alright. Thanks for the stream, it's alright. Thank you for watching. Layouts will do text only if that's a possibility, which of course it is, luckily. That's we'll do load preset, orange, 3 and glossy. Don't forget to make it orange. If you don't, it will just not end up looking very nice. And that is basically the design. I feel like having the contrast between the orange and the blue is quite a good idea. Of course, you've got the orange here, you've got the orange next to our water extractors, you've got the blue of the factory there, and some blue lights on top eventually. The reason why I've gone with orange and blue, not just blue, is because I feel like orange signs just look really good. Oh dear. Lovely. The other thing that I want to try and do, which I might as well see if it's going to look nice now, rather than doing it, then potentially regretting it. First of all, colors, there we go. Would that look nice if I painted that? Actually not quite sure. If I was to go to the basic fix-it wall and place that along there, what color is it going to be? Just grey, right? Yep, grey. I honestly feel like that just by itself will end up looking quite nice. Then add in some painted beams along the bottom here. Some painted beams along here. Lastly, along here as well. I feel like that's pretty much it for the design. Just wondering, like, can we try and do something along here? That looks quite nice, I think. Well, undecided, we'll say. Undecided. I think it's got the potential of looking nice. I don't know if it's quite there just yet. But no, the potential is definitely gleaming through. Last one. Oh. If I had a medal for every time that I've fallen so far in this stream, I'd have at least 3 medals. There we go. I think just one. Yeah, I was thinking that as well, but sure. Kind of liking this now. Why aren't you connected with that one? I actually quite like that. I could use some sort of like multicolored pattern like that, potentially. But for now, we'll just leave it as white. That's something I can very easily change. I could very easily change without having to like redo the blueprint designer. There we go. Oh, if you had a metal for falling, you mean like this, the metal beam? I could have done that. In fact, how is this going to look? If I was to do like a couple metal beams across there, with some lights underneath here. See, now we're getting out of hand. This is the problem I have. As any regular viewer of the channel would know, I have this problem of having a simple plan and then the plan going essentially tits up whenever I discover that I can do more than just basic builds. I mean, granted, that would most likely have to move to the middle, or even have one there then one here. Honestly, I feel like that could actually end up looking quite nice. So let's give it a shot. I'm not going to confirm that this is what I'll be going with, but we've started now, so I'm going to finish up. damn, I think it can end up looking pretty nice. Can't paste that, unfortunately, because it's a completely different sign. That's alright. Very simple just to do. Okay. Let's not get distracted. Even though I literally just... Oh well. If I had a metal for falling and I responded, would you get a metal if they were not called falls but drops? Wait, is that what I said? When did I say that? Was I alright mentally? I said that? Because, I mean, that... Even I don't know what that means, and apparently I'm the one that said it. Okay, let's start with you. It starts with one thing, and I don't know why. It doesn't even... Sorry. Welcome, Alex. Hope that you're doing good. Welcome to the... That's the wrong way. Welcome to the stream. Hope that you're doing well on this Tuesday evening. I didn't forget what day it was. No. That would be a rookie thing to do, and we are not rookies around here. We are professionals. Professionals in making consistent mistakes. Ah. There we go. That's a good start then. Make sure that comes across 32 meters. Great. Now the question is, do I want to try and do this underneath here as well? Like I do. $10 PM. Well, to be fair, 10 PM is the evening though, isn't it? Unless you mean 10 AM, then it's definitely the morning. I would definitely class 10 PM as the evening. I like that, I think. Yeah, we'll go with that. Wonder how expensive this blueprint's gonna end up being. I don't think it'll be anything ridiculous. No. Should be alright. No. Different time zone. Oh, okay. You know what? Lined... Oh, no, you are lined up. I don't know why I thought for a second that this wasn't actually connected to that. No, it definitely is. I'm liking the way this is looking so far. I think I am liking it. I can probably connect you guys back up now. I don't know where this is actually going to go, because I know that it's going to start here. I know that it's going to be coming from down there. Although I'm not quite sure what this is going to end up looking like. All that I know is that it's going to come from here. Across to here. And then it's going to go... Where? Somewhere. Over the rainbow, potentially way up high. Could also definitely fit something in here. This is like a really cool little back room kind of thing. As of right now, it's just gonna stay there. So we do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I apologize if the screen's a bit dark, by the way. There's not really too much I can do about it being nighttime. We continuously have this discussion, but the reason why I continuously bring it back up is because it's quite important. There we go. No. Enough. Everything here should look the same, by the way. It does. Great. Okay. So it's 1 down. If I select the right mode, that would probably help. Two more left to go. Last one. Can you imagine if blueprints weren't in the game? This is actually something else that I do bring up a fair bit. But I feel like because blueprints are in the game, it encourages you to be more creative. Because, like, can you imagine trying to do this 20 or 30 times? You'd be there all evening. No one would, well, some people would do it, but not many people would, like, commit to it. But because blueprints are in the game, they realize, well, that isn't really that bad. Only take a fraction of the time. You've got to come out there a little bit. How did I do this one then? It's 1, 1, 2, 1. 1, 1, 2, 2. No. But you don't actually go into that. Now you're slightly different from this. So you go up by 1. 1, 2, 1. That's 3. 1, 1. I believe that's 2. 1. That's better. Okay. 1, 1. Now this is the annoying one because I've placed down this steel beam here. 2, 1. Good. Now that steel beam's going to go back where I placed it in, by the way. 1, 1. No, it's not. See, I saw the numbers were slightly off there. That's better. Okay, just 2 more left to go and we are done with this. What a fun little side quest. That's wrong. There we go. If the numbers are right, the length is right. It should say 1.8 something. Yeah. Okay. I'm now wondering, do I want to paint this part here yellow? First of all, tone needs to be grey. Shiny. There we go. Is that going to complement the project? I feel like the answer has to be a yes, right? Surely. It definitely makes it stick out. I mean, that's for sure. No. No. Right from this side, maybe. There we go. Up there on the end. Thing is, these things are finicky. And you have to go into it expecting it to be finicky. However, when you prevail, you overcome. Just like that. Now let's compare both of these blueprints, one of which was the initial design, and the second one of which was the final execution. Although nothing's final until it's final. Tomorrow's stream should be a good one. We are doing a lot of detailing and decoration, which I know doesn't sound very exciting, but the detail and decoration that I've got planned will pretty much transform this area entirely from being what looks a bit like a bomb's gone off to being hopefully a bit more presentable. Did I forget to do one? No, I didn't. Drop in maybe one more of these. I can only afford one more, so yeah, we'll leave it at that. So this was our first design. This is what we came up with. The foundations for what I wanted to try and do were most certainly here. And that looks decent. And this is the final result. I like this. It sticks out. It certainly sticks out, but the thing is I want it to. You've got the combination there of the yellow and the orange, which provides just a bit of like vibrance to the area, which I really enjoy. You've got the lights down here as well, which I think looks really cool, especially in the cinematic shots. I don't think I'll be walking down here many times, but whenever I do, at least I know I'll be satisfied with the outcome, so that's pretty good here as well. We've also got these bits along the outside, which I'm personally rather happy with, so I'm pretty satisfied with that. Something else I've got to try and figure out now, though, is this. What am I going to do with this? Because if I don't do anything, I think it's just going to stick out, right, isn't it? No. Because I've added this, I've actually completely eliminated the problem of what we had before. Wow. Okay, let me just add this to the segment of the video. Damn. I've already got audio turned off, nice. Let's do that. Come back as far as we can. Lovely. And the way that I'm actually going to film this next segment is like I haven't designed the next part yet. So I'm going to say something along the lines of, this is our first design, now let's see if what we can do when we try and make it look a bit nicer. Yeah, sure, let's just go with that. So this is our original... Nice, good. Should I say that? This is our original design? Was it our original design? I think it was, wasn't it? This is our original design. Yeah. So this is our final design, but there is still quite a lot we can try to improve with it. So now let's add a bit of decoration and try and bring this little blueprint to life. There you go. Wow. Professionalism. That's a real word. Professionalism. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I've used it at least 6 times in my life, so I hope it's a real word. And after adding a few lights and a few steel beams, this is what we're left with, and yet again, I'm really satisfied with the way this looks. And do one more cinematic shot from up here. There we go. do. The contrast of the yellow and the orange mixing in with that white, grey, and of course blue from the coal power plants really makes this little project stick out. I might add like a very small roof, like an elevated roof to it, but as of right now, this is completely fine. Unfortunately, I have made the area around here a bit of a bomb shelter, so let's try and fix that now. But I won't be doing that today, because that's a lot of work. But yeah, I am pretty happy with this. I definitely do want to try and maintain this foundation up here. This can probably go now, can't it? There we go. But this is what I mean, like, you do one blueprint design, you see if it's going to work. If it doesn't work, redesign it. It does work, fantastic, try and build on it. Like little bits by little bits by little bits. And eventually, you've got yourself a cake. You haven't just got the raw ingredients anymore. Am I talking about cake because I'm hungry? Yeah. Yeah, I am. I'm not hungry, I'm starving. But you know what? It's okay. Oh dear. Let's get rid of this. So now when it comes to our blueprints, I'm going to try and place down just one more of these for now. Okay, we're missing some reinforced iron plates. Are you telling me that we've managed to eat through, like, almost 900 quartz crystals? Damn. Quite a lot, actually, isn't it? I mean, again, I've literally got tens of thousands lying around. I'm not massively concerned. Like, just here I've got almost, well, 3.5k. Then got many thousands lying in storage, so I'm not too concerned about that. There's the reinforced iron plates, there we go. I should probably try and bring like a bunch of resources here though, because we are going to be needing quite a lot of them. And let's check our power here as well. That's quite important. Welcome, lizards. The exact same phase as when you asked yesterday. The exact same phase. Okay. This is the one that we need. Although, wow, that actually look quite nice stacked on top of each other. I'm not going to be doing this, but that's an interesting design. And getting rid of that floor there. Oh, that's actually a really cool design. Again, not doing it here. Like, if I was to do something like that, then get rid of this concrete floor underneath. I don't know why, but it's giving me sort of like cyberpunk sort of feels. I do quite like that. And I feel like if we are moving quite a large amount of logistics, I might even try and do something very similar to this. Maybe try and change the lights, like this is the yellow layer, then a blue layer, then a green layer, or a red layer, whatever. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. It should line up perfectly. That's kind of annoying, but that will make very little difference. Well, it makes a difference to me. We'll zoop you down. Same there with you. There we go. One more somewhere down there if it's going to behave, which luckily it is. Okay. Oh, I forgot to add this back. Oh dear. Add it back now at least. Yeah. I'm happy with that. The next part to now do is this. I don't think that's loud enough. I can still hear out of my right ear. Hopefully it's not as loud for you guys. There we go. I could do some sort of design along here, and I'm sure I will do. In fact, I can do a very simple design. Although that will go straight through there. We'll see. Is it saying player in the way? Yep. So again, I keep saying it, but it's the truth. This is the difficult part now. How am I going to get the pipes from there? We good? Okay, that's good. You lots to there. Nope. So where's our concrete layer going to be? Around about here, but that's going to go straight into the mountain though. I suppose... What if rather than having the corner there, I bring it out this way? That's absolutely a possibility. One of which I didn't really think much about. So how am I going to do this then? Blueprints 007. In fact, this will be the very last thing that I do, because tomorrow's stream, I'm going to redesign a part of my factory. Not, like, all of it, don't worry. But a part of it. I just want to see if this is going to end up working. You know what? I'm not going to give my opinion about this. Instead, I'm going to save my opinion for tomorrow's stream, where we are going to be resuming what we've just done today. But I think we might be onto something here. If I continue this down over here, granted that is cutting it close, I'll bring it back by one foundation. Although I can't, because then we got all this stuff in the way. So then that wall has to be the way it is right now. This will then go back, loop around to... Sounds look good, thank you. Yeah, this is the blueprints I've had for a while now. What we've mostly designed today is... this. Because I had, like, two ideas in mind. First of all, completely cover the pipes underneath the main factory. Or our second idea, expose the pipes, make it stick out a little bit, and just have a bit like a standout feature. That's what I've done. This really was not part of today's like stream. It wasn't part of the plan at all. Made it up on the spot, and I'm quite happy with it in the end. Let's just double check our power now. How is our cord coming together? It's definitely better, but it's not where it should be. So let's try and find any yellow or red lights, and try and see if it's a water problem or a cord problem. If it's a cord problem, I can have a very simple solution for that. I don't see any red along here. Which is, of course, a good thing. But the thing is, there is red somewhere. Because if there wasn't any red or yellow lights, then everything here would be flatlined. You guys are completely silent. Water is a problem now for you. You're the exact same one that I fixed before, though. So how is water still a problem? You're completely fine. You're not fine. You're completely fine. You're pretty much completely fine. So you're the only pipe here that has problems. We discovered a mod that is a character replacer, so instead of being a space lesbian, you're a space furry. I mean, to each their own, I suppose. Personally, I don't really care about who I play as. Like, As long as the game's good, I'm happy. I could literally be like a pug and I'll be happy. Oh, to be fair, I love pugs. So, yeah. Right, so even after I've added this, we've still got water problems. Is this actually a simple case of I just haven't got enough water being produced in this one pump? Because I've made that mistake only once before. It's a rare mistake for me to make. But you know what? As a... not a detective, but as someone who loves doing detective work, I love the difficult challenges. I'm not sure if you guys have ever seen the TV show House, but it's a bit like that, where, you know, if a patient has a sore thumb, I don't particularly care, but when it's something rare, no, I do care about that. Okay, it's the... Which idiot designed this? Which absolute bit irritates me. Wait, what? That's completely fine. I'm out of fuel. Cool. That's not gonna help me. Right. So here, tons of water. Tons of water. No water. There's a pump. What, is the pump just not working? Should be. There is no reason why this wouldn't be working, though. I am confusion. Oh, hello. Is that going to do anything? Okay, let's try and follow this line around. So you're top left. There we go. The amount of water that I'm moving is 240. There we go. That's the problem. You weren't connected. I knew it. Sometimes it's little things like that. Very little things. Like me, I'm a little thing. I only had to tear up half the factory to find that, so that's not too bad. Ugh. I've got to reorganize all my storage now off camera, which is fine. I'm actually looking forward to that. I'm one of those weird people that actually likes organizing everything. Like, absolutely everything I touch has to be organized. If it's not, then I don't know. I don't consent to that, personally. Holy crap, nothing here is connected. Bro, what are you doing? There you go, give you a bit of a kickstart of that. Could have got some fuel, shouldn't I? Oh well. Enough. Make do with what we've got. Essentially, if I see any yellow lights, I've got to try and go there ASAP. Everything there's fine, I believe. Wait, shouldn't be though. There's a couple yellow lights over there. That's the one that we saw earlier. There's tons of yellow lights around there. And that's because we're not using that water just yet. Yes, that's completely fine. Okay. All good. That's completely fine as well. See, little things like that, man. Little things like that. tons of yellow lights over here. Everything's connected, so I assume that there's just too much water going in. That's completely fine. Just to try and encourage you there a little bit, we'll get some extra water being pumped out. There we go. So now that we've fixed the problems that we had over here, again, I'm going to give it like another 10-15 minutes off camera and all of our power should be completely fine. I can try and get out of here now. That would be ideal. All of our coal's completely fine, no problems there. Why is there a hold there? This problem might take a few minutes to fix. But look at that, you can already see it's definitely starting to flatline a little bit there now, which is amazing. Forgot to connect it. I just did, didn't I? Oh my goodness gracious. It's green lights all around there, so that's fine. There's a couple yellow lights over there, but that's not because I didn't connect it. It's because I'm not using the water that they're currently providing, so they're inactive. That's why they're yellow. Let's just try and spot any more red lights. If it's related to coal, we can fix it. If it's related to water, it's just going to fix itself, essentially. Here we go. All three of you are red. No water. How exactly is there no water? I think I might know the problem. No, you guys are connected. What? Are you powered on? See, it's small things. There we go. I'm loving the look of that. Is it going to go down? Is it going to remain the same? Okay, it's going to go down a little bit. Quite a lot now. That's looking better. Already it's looking better. So you three should just be fine now. This is why we do these checks. Went from 3 red to 3 green. Everything looking good along here. That's fantastic to see. And the reason why it's still not completely flatlined is probably down to just 1 or 2 generators now at this point. Oh. There we go. I think we fixed it. Yes. What a fantastic way to end the stream. Was against the flow of liquid? No, I don't. Okay, so that's... No, you're still losing power there. Which one is it, though? I don't get how just one coal extractor... Or one, extractor... or power plant is just losing power. I don't think there's anything along this row. No, I would have spotted it if there was. Let's check the funnel row again. Everything looks good. I think everything is fine now. We're just double checking there to make sure that there's no red or yellow lights. That's all good. Fantastic. The underclocked generators. Oh, they should be completely fine because they're underclocked. They don't have that much, I suppose you can say, stress. Because again, the reason as to why I've underclocked them the way that I have is because I'm actually requiring less water and less coal than what I'm actually giving them. So let's say it needs 100% of the coal and 100% of the water. I'm currently feeding 120% of the coal and water into it. So yeah, these guys are, yeah, they're completely filled up with everything. You know what? I would say we've pretty much done there, because I mean, I've done everything I wanted to try and do today. Our core logistics are pretty much completely finished. Although our next stream tomorrow should be a very exciting one, because I'm going to be redesigning this area. I still don't know what time I'll be live tomorrow, but it'll be probably 12 in the afternoon, British time. So that should be rather fun. Let's end on a cinematic shot though. There we go. Yeah, I think this is a good idea. I'm happy with this. But look at that. This looks so chaotic. This looks unbelievably chaotic. And I suppose I like it, but at the same time, I don't know. To be fair though, a lot of what we can currently see is going to get patched over. We are going to be having some additional bits on top of some parts. Like that little chimney thing on the very far left, the little tower. That might be moving. I might be adding some bits along the outside so it doesn't look like too weird just by itself. Yeah. A pickle project, it does. It does. It looks so chaotic. But again, the reason why it looks chaotic is because we're currently at that stage of a project which I call like no man's land, where you're currently trying to make it look nice, but at the same time you're prioritizing logistics and efficiency. Because those are the two most important things for me whenever I do a build, is logistics and efficiency. It can look fantastic, which I would say this project doesn't look fantastic, but let's say it did look fantastic, right? That's great. But if it's only 60% efficient, then you've essentially wasted your time. In my opinion, again, everyone's got a different playstyle and that's completely fine. But if I'm going to spend, like, for example, 50 or 60 hours, however long it's taken me to build this so far, on a project, and it's only 80% efficient, I'll feel quite disappointed. Why isn't it 100% efficient? Is it my fault? If so, what could I do differently? So that's definitely something I personally need to work on. But regarding this project at least, it's exactly 100% efficient. In fact, it's not just 100% efficient. We've actually got more water than what I need for the project, which means I can then carry that over to another factory or another part of the power plant, which I don't think I'm going to be adding any more parts to this power plant because I'm happy the way it currently is. So that's great. But overall, I'm very happy with this project, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed it as well. I'll be live again tomorrow, like I said. Thursday, I most likely won't be live, maybe an evening stream, but I'm still debating that. I do want to try and get a video made as well, so I'm going to have quite a busy few days, but let's see how things go. Regardless, again, thank you very much to everyone who tuned in. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow, and if not, I hope to see you guys soon. Without further ado, goodbye.